looking at what this disease does to people, the disease itself causing deaths and getting people very, very sick. I think the risk of getting COVID versus the risk of getting the vaccine is very different and much, much worse.
Obviously, there was some urgency to try to get a vaccine out. What helps me think about this actually is that they had been working on this type of vaccine for a very long time.
We did have some experience with previous coronavirus pandemics, the SARS and the MERS, and there was vaccine work that was done at that time. So we had some templates, I guess I'll say, to work off of.
They already knew about this spike protein that's targeted by these vaccines. And so they had already known that that would be a good target for this once they knew it also had that spike protein. So in some ways, they already had a kind of a jump start.
And really, it's a consequence of decades of basic science research that we were able to just identify this virus within days, really sequence the thing, share that around the whole world, and then design, according to that sequence data, we could design vaccine targets and really start working on a vaccine within days. And that's something that's very new and really shows the power of science.
And vaccines in general are very safe. They have been given to children and adults for years and years, and there is hardly any harm that comes from a vaccine. I'm not saying that there's nothing that happens, that there are sometimes rare side effects or rare events that happen, but rarely do we see anything severe.
The most common side effects, I'll call them, were soreness in the shoulder, which is common with pretty much any vaccine. Fatigue, myalgias, headaches. I think less than 10% had a fever. All of these, any of the symptoms that anyone would have gotten, which was again less than, I think, 5% of the population, were short-lived and not severe. Short-lived being less than 48 hours, less than 24 typically.
It is a vaccine and it's designed to stimulate your immune response. That's kind of how we know it's working.
We need to weigh the risks and benefits of holding back a vaccine, just watching for side effects. But like I mentioned, a lot of the side effects they did notice were things that are temporary and got better before the trial is even over. So there's not an expectation for any long-term side effects like this. And none of those serious side effects were the type of things that last a long time either. So as far as just comparing this to previous trials of vaccines, none of these sort of potential side effects are things we expect that would cause long-term problems.
The other thing is we do know there's long-term consequences to COVID. So preventing those long-term consequences of COVID is really going to be part of our goal here too. And we can see that these vaccines are on the order of 90% or more efficacious in preventing the disease. So we know that we're preventing the COVID problems. So
this vaccine is not mandatory. We're not making it mandatory through UPH or UPH Meritor.
No, we felt since it is an emergency use authorization that we should not mandate it to our employees. We do highly encourage it. I am confident in the development of it and the safety of it.
I think I don't have any concerns after reviewing the FDA, the data from the clinical trial for the Pfizer vaccine. Certainly when my turn comes, I will take it, definitely.
I certainly would get the vaccine, and I will get it when it's my turn.
I don't like shots, but I will get this shot. I will get this vaccine.
Yeah, I would just recommend everyone to get the vaccine so that we can get over the pandemic and back to some semblance of a normal life.